Alright, welcome back to Dankscore Traders Hub. Yes, if it is your first time here, I want to say thank you for joining, and if you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to like, of course, the stream. You can, as always, keep on liking as we grow the community together. Alright, as usual, we start with a prayer and then head over to the daily routine of our assets. Let's pray. Father, we give you praise. We love you. Thank you for this very morning, Lord. As we get into this session with this analysis, Lord, we know that you are with us and you are for us, Lord. Even as we make money today, we know that you are going to give us signals, oh God, entry points, perfect entry points, perfect exit points, Lord, and we'll be able to make money today just like we did yesterday. We want to say thank you, and we want to say thank you for today's profits as we start trading today. We give you praise, we love you. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. Amen. Alright, so without further ado, Crash 500 is what is next as we analyze. Congrats to those that followed yesterday's analysis and made money. Those who are not part of the VIP Signal platform, those who are part of the VIP, congrats. I hope you recovered all your losses and even made profits, because yesterday all the signals were gave us money. All the signals that we looked at gave us money. All right, so let's start with Crash 500. Now, Crash 500 did exactly how we wanted it to go. It never went back up there. It actually broke out, just like we analyzed, breakout, retest, and then we continue with the sell. That's what happened. Those who followed this analysis of Crash 500, congrats on making that money. Unfortunately, I did not enter it because I came back to find when it had already gone to all the way this level right here. So I missed that entry to continue with the sell. I missed an entry, so now I can easily delete everything right here. Delete that, delete this, delete this, delete that. All this, we had it yesterday as our analysis. So as we speak, the analysis on Crash was on point. So if we can go to H4, we'll clearly see that can easily delete that. We clearly see that this order block right here is where this momentum of sales has started, but also we have a fair value gap right about there. So all I know is price will eventually retest from this fair value gap or that order block. So if I can go back to H1, I can easily use this and that, and then look at where I anticipate the retracement. So for that matter, I clearly see that 50, I clearly see this right here. Yeah, I clearly see that right there as my point of interest, where price is likely to react from and then give me continuation of sales. Yeah, so that's what I can easily see. I want to delete that. That is another block up there, but if you want, you can use this one on H1 and have it drawn for the H1 point of interest right there. So for now, that is what I'm seeing. If I can go back to H4, yes, and we are likely, we may continue a bit into sales. Let's look at H1. Yeah, we may continue a bit into sales for some reason until we are oversold, probably. Let's look at that. Yep, it may continue according to H1, but according to M15, if it breaks this level, if the price comes and breaks this level right here, then we'll be looking for the pullback to that fair value gap. So if it breaks this, if price breaks that level, then that will be meaning price is coming all the way up there. So we are likely to enter some buys today according to M15 and H1. According to M15 and H1, we are likely to enter some buys. So let's wait and see how the day goes. This is the level, my point of interest, where I would love to see price get back to before we can continue with sales. Remember, the general trend currently is sales or is a downtrend. That is a general trend. But if you go to M15, we need a retest trade to reach that level, which is a fair value gap on H1, and then later on we head over into sales. That's what we'll be waiting for. Perfect. I think that's enough for crash 500. Let's head over to boom 1000. Boom 1000, we made some good money. Those who are on VIP Signal VIP platform, we made some money. So which money did we make? This was the money right here, from this level, from that level right there all the way down. But it closed me out early. It closed me out early right there, and it took me out. Then it continued. I had my limit order. Those who remember on CC on VIP platform, I had my limit order waiting from there to enter buys. It was activated and I quickly closed it right there. So it was like scalping yesterday. That's what I did. So I sold here, and I was supposed to keep selling, but somehow it took me out right there, and then price continued into sales. So that was a signal there that I gave to the VIP. So that's the money we made there, and then a buy right there went out when it started to try to reverse on that very candle. I moved out and I called it a day. I didn't trade again. That was my last trade. This buy to there, that was my last trade yesterday. So what happened after this? Our analysis, we had anticipated that it was supposed to start buying from here and actually continue into buys. So what happened? I think these guys knew that most of us were waiting for buy entries right here, because that was an order block, a valid order block that gave us that fair value gap there, and then the buys continued. So that's why we saw buys here, but then it consolidated after that, started to consolidate, and later gave a fake breakout. It was actually not even a fake breakout. This was a descending triangle, if you can see it. So if that was the case, then this would have been the target to bring us into sales, and we start to look for buys. So that's what happened actually. You can see from there, that's what happened. It came back to that H1 order block. You can clearly see that is an H1 order block, came back to that H1 order block. So that's how this changed. It changed from there, and that's when we saw this start to reverse. So currently, according to H1, price is sort of retesting. If I can go to M15, there is a fair value gap here, there is an order block here. I want to delete all these things now. Delete them. It's a daily. It's a daily. Oh, I don't want to delete the daily. Okay, maintain the H4. What are we doing? We're looking for buys, but price is below our 10 MA, so it means sales are still stronger. They still have the momentum according to H4. So what do we do? Which first wait. Okay, so this is the reason why this was a break of structure. A retest there, retest to the breaker broke. Now it's trying to continue with sales, but then this support right here is somehow holding up. We want to see if it is actually going to break that support right there. So what do we do? Go to daily, look at daily. Daily is on the order block, which is now a support. Why? Because price reached here, went up, we tested, then came back, and it is still being held right there. So if I go back to H4 and H1, all I need is price to go above my 10 MA. Yeah, you can see it has started to react there. So all I need is to see okay, according to M15, this was a change of character right there. According to M15, that was a change of character, and the price has come back to that order block. Price has reacted from that order block. So what do we know? What are we going to see? What are we likely to see? Okay, can have that. This one is not yet closed, but from what I've seen, it's likely to close from there. And clearly, if that is the case, then we know that it will be going down into sales. That is now weird. Then we know that it's likely to get into sales. But since it is on support, it can easily break going all the way up. Yeah, since it is on support, all we need is to wait once it gives us a breakout in this level. So I want to delete this. Delete that. Maintain this one right here on H on M15. That is another order block on M15 right there. Yeah, so if I have it, then I know price, if it decides to continue selling, it will also react on at this level. So I can easily have that like that. And also have this right here. So for now, I'm still waiting for when price, this one right here, and now I'm not ready to enter any sales, any buys. So I rather first delete everything right here and now go back to H1. This is no longer needed. Yeah, exactly, that's what I need. But it can only happen if price, if on H1, on H4, price is respected right there, and you can see it is reacting on that level properly. So we need, if price goes above my 10 MA on H4, then that will be enough for me to start to look for buys. According to H1, it is now above my 10 MA, which is a good thing. According to M15, you can see the candle that it is putting. But remember, now we've seen that structure, so it can easily go up there and then come down again. So we need to be ready, probably around 2-3 p.m. we can be ready to enter some buys, or we can be able to understand that we are continuing with sales. So for now, we leave it. For now, we leave it. For now, we'll leave this asset. There's nothing else we can do, unless if you want to trade it within this structure, which is like a flag, not a flag, so it's just there. You can wait and do what, and you can wait. You can wait, and we look at entries. So now, if this happens to end up as a flag, I want to remind you that flags, you guys know how we trade them. Those who studied, who have ever been with me in the mentorship class, we know that it will be breaking and coming all the way here as our first TP, but also it can easily come with that. It can easily come for that and take us all the way down below. Take us all the way down here, but still will be in the daily order block. We will still keep within the daily order block, but that will mean we will have a break of structure on H4. That will clearly tell us we have a break of structure on H4, which will symbolize, or which will tell us we are supposed to continue with sales. So that's what we'll be waiting for. So for now, I have no clear entry that I can give you. The reason why I'm saying we may look at buys at a later stage is because of the support right here where we are. Yeah, but according to the pattern, this is normally taken as a flag, and if it is a clear flag, then we will be anticipating continuation of the previous trend. The previous trend was a sell. That is a sell move right there. That means we'll be continuing with the sell to bring us right here. Of course, the first TP will be this move from here to there, and then the second from there to here, and that will be the move. Alright, enough of that. Let's go to Boom 500. So in as far as Boom 1000 is concerned, the sell, downtrend is still the general trend. So you need to be able to understand when you're looking for buys before you see any change of character. It's what? It is still in a downtrend. Still in a downtrend. If you see a change of character to push for buys, then that means you'll be looking at reversal of the trend and looking at getting entries for the buys. Perfect. Boom 500. Now Boom 500, it was almost like Boom 1000. We needed buys when price reacted there. That was our analysis, that price will continue to reach here, to reach this order block, and then we enter buys. It reached here the first time and the buys started. Then the retest actually gave us a break of structure right there. Break of structure, and it continued to sell until it gave us a fake breakout on that order block, which is an H1 order block. And of course, price had reached also that trend line that we have right there. So that is a good thing to know. So now as we speak, price actually, if you go to M15, you'll be able to see that it gave us what? A change of character. Delete everything right here. So right now, this was our change of character right there. That was our change of character. That was our change of character. And price took us out to gave us that, and the retest was a bit vague right there, and now price is coming again to retest. If you look clearly, it is giving you another change of character there. It is giving you another change of character. Now once I see something like this, I love to always go back to H1. Do I have a change of character on H1? No. One may say yes, but it's a bit vague because of this candle. One may say it is there. If it is there, then that means on H1, price is coming back to this order block. It's coming back to this order block, to that order block, and then or to that level, and then we get into buys again. Then we get into buys again. So that's what I can easily see right there. So for now, I wouldn't do anything if I happen not to see this. If I don't see this, even if I see this, I need buy momentum to come in so that I confirm that we've started buys. Right now I have a confirmation of sales because of that change of character on M15. Yeah, but this is just going to be a retest on M15, and if it comes to this fair value gap, you can clearly see it. It is part of the order block on H1 right here, where I've put the order block right there. So if it comes back to that, then I'll be able to make my clean entry to take me right into buys. According to H4, let's look at H4. H4, we are oversold. We need to retest and then enter buys, and clearly on the next H4, it's gonna give us that. So we are likely to enter buys around 3 p.m. So note of that, take note of that, and be ready to anticipate the buys today and make this money. Alright, so now I will leave it at H1 and head over to V25S. V25S, it also gave us money yesterday, although it was having a weird moment of V21, 25 oneness. Yeah, V25 oneness. This was the move. I missed this before when we were finishing the analysis. I missed this. I wanted to enter that sell. I missed it. So I actually felt bad because it was a good fast kind of trade that I would have liked to enter. So I missed it. It didn't give me any retest. I kept on waiting for a simple retest. It failed and it went all the way up back to this trend line. But I know the major trend was a buy, so when it came to this trend line, I quickly gave out the signal to buy, and that's what we did. We entered our buys right there, we came out when it came to that fair value gap, and you can see clearly that when we came out from that buy right there, that was the trade from here to there. When we came out of that buy, it consolidated, it retested a bit and then came back into sells, and clearly it came back to that H1 fair value gap. You can clearly see it. So I didn't enter again because I had moved to boom 1,000, I think. Yeah. So it came back here. That was another trade that we were supposed to enter because it gave us a break of structure. A breakout right there from that support, from that resistance trend line, and clearly this is what it did. Breakout, then retest, went, failed, started to retest within like a channel, or one can say what. Let's look at that. What was that? Yeah, like a channel, but clearly this is one can say it's actually a flag. It's a flag. If I can do this and that, then you will clearly see that it was going all the way up there, and that's what happened. That's what happened right there. Even although it didn't reach exactly the TP, but you can see where it reached right there. So that was the move. On reaching there, on reaching up there, according to M15, you will clearly see that there is a fair value gap. There's a fair value gap right there. Price started to react. And eventually it gave us that change of character right there, and price started to get back into sales. This was a retest back where to the fair value gap, grabbed the liquidity and continued to sell. This all analysis is on M15. This whole analysis is on M15. So now I can delete everything right here. Even this one now can be taken out. Yeah, even this now, we need it. This can be taken out. Oh, this can actually remain. Delete everything right there. And let's go to H1. So according to H1, price reacted back there. Remember, the trend according to H1 is sales. We are looking for sales according to H1. This is where we had a change of character right there. So price gave us a pullback. You can clearly see that. This is where we had a change of character on H1. So that was a pullback. A pullback right there, and the sales were supposed to continue. As we speak on H1, if you look at CCI, we have reached the retracement level. We have reached the retracement level, but that is happening just because of this order block right there. It's a support as we speak. That is a support level right there. So one may say price is going to go back up again, because we've reached that kind of support. So meaning price will be in sort of a range. So H1, first it gave us this change of character. We went into buys, then came back, we tested. Now we have seen another change of character right here on H1. So all we need is a pullback or a breakout on this level, so we can continue with sales. But before we see that, H4 is actually doing like a retest. It's still looking for a retest to later continue with the general trend, which was buys. So it's still a bit weird according to H4. Daily we need buys, H4 we need buys, but on H1 we are looking at sells. M15 we need buys. So we have reached this level on H1. All we need is buys to take us up. According to M15, these buys will be taking us back to probably this, because if you realize it did not even reach 50% of that level, of that fair value gap. So all we need is price to reach there, and then we can think of the sales once again. According to H1. So we are likely to keep within this structure on H1, within these levels, this and that, until it is done consolidating. It can easily give us a fake breakout later on. Right here, I will show it to you. Going to give you what it can easily do. It can keep playing within here, up and down, and then later on it can give us a fake breakout. It can give us a fake breakout, and then we enter buys according to H4 to continue with the buys. So that is something I'm seeing, because this is liquidity on that fair value gap, so price can easily give us a fake breakout to look for it and then head over into the buys again later on. So all I can say, we can wait for this move. It can happen today, it cannot. Remember, it can easily get enough momentum. We are not market movers, so it can easily get market momentum to push down and then later on get us into buys again. So anything can happen, but like I've said, we will anticipate something like this. Because of M15, we need some buys. We need buys to get us back up there, and then probably get it to sales again, like that, until we are ready to, until this support becomes weak and it gets broken to reach all the way down below here, and then grab that liquidity, head back into buys. Because according to H4, we need buys. According to daily time frame, we are still looking for buys. I think that is enough on a V25 1S I've talked a lot, so all I can do is leave it on M15, and then we'll see if we will be able to make some entries. We'll see if we'll be able to make some entries on M15. Alright, let's head over to V75. So V75, this is what we wanted. It kept on playing around with that low momentum, surprisingly out of nowhere. Look at what it was doing. Let me first delete these. Actually, I kept saying it can keep playing within here, and then later on it breaks going down, and then we enter buys. That's what I want. That was the analysis yesterday. So let me first delete that and that. No, actually that was still needed, because that's where we see price reacting from, right there. So it kept playing around here. It was almost giving us a round bottom on that very support level, but then out of nowhere it got a weird momentum, broke just like we had anticipated. It can give us a fake breakout right here, but it did not reach the level we wanted. It did not reach that order block on, fair value gap on daily time frame. So it actually came to match. Let's delete that also, delete this. It came almost to the previous low right there. And according to daily, we are still looking for sales. According to H4, we need some pullback. So this, one can say this was like a break of structure right here. So it's still going to sell a bit, because we are not yet sure if we are having a reversal. Yes, price is above our 10 MA, but it has just gone above it. If I look at H1, I have a change of character, but I don't have it on H4. I have a change of character right there. I don't know if it is a fake one. We'll see about that, but price is still above my 10 MA. So it came to test down below right there. It tested that level, and then it started to get back into buys. As we speak, price is above our 10 MA, both on H1 and H4. On M15, we clearly see what it was doing. That was a change of character, weird one on M15. I couldn't use that. The H1 is the one that was a bit clear for that level. fair value gap, one can say even it was like a double bottom. One can clearly see that was a double bottom right there, and then retest. Now we should be in buys. We should be in buys. I wonder why we cannot enter, because M15 is giving us a weird momentum of sales. Weird. So I would still leave this asset. It came and reacted on that level right there, so it means that is a resistance level. So until that resistance level is taken out, we can't say we are buying on M15. And until we see a breakout here, we can't even enter sales, so we are stuck within here. So I can clearly say this is our range right there and right there and right there. That is our range, so I can easily delete that. That is a range that we are currently in. So price is likely to continue selling and coming all the way down below here. So we, according to M15, we're supposed to be selling. So if we are selling, it means it's coming all the way here. It's coming all the way here. So we wait for anything to happen. Yeah. According to this was like a change of character on M15. Price came back, didn't touch the range, went back up, tested, and then supposed to be continuing to sell and bring us back to this level. So let's wait and see if that is actually going to happen. That is B75. Jump 50. Man, markets are still this low, even on a Thursday like this. Still weird. Very weird. Jump 50. Yesterday I asked a question and I was looking at if you guys are trading some other assets that you guys know they are moving properly. I mean, they are having a good momentum, so we can look at them and look for some money, because man, I'm tired of the whole of this week. The markets have been that slow. It's just about scalping. We can't get any good move to it that. So yesterday we wanted a pullback there, so we can enter sales again. To bring us right to this order block. Remember, that is a daily. It's a daily actually fair value gap. So we need price to get us there. That's why we were looking for the pullback. So the pullback happened actually when it reached here, it gave us a pullback. But unfortunately, this can be seen as a change of character right there. It can easily be seen as a change of character, and as I speak that, this can also be another confirmation if it actually happens exactly how I'm seeing it. This can be another confirmation right there, and that means we'll be looking for this move in the buys. So all we need is to see if price will react to this, and that means we'll be entering buys from there. This was a change of character, so it's likely coming to that fair value gap, just about there. It's coming to that, so that we can enter buys right there, and this will be a flag, and this flag will be bringing us all the way not to that order block. This is now taken to be bringing us to that fair value gap right there. You can see that matches with our TP level, so I can easily take out that order block and maintain the fair value gap, because it's a point of interest. So price is likely to come right here and we enter buy. So this is a likely move today, even though we are still looking for this move, price may actually first take us up there according to H1. According to H4, we need buys, of course. According to daily, we're still looking for sells, meaning this move right here, and of course this move right here to reach the fair value gap. But it's likely to first give us a retest on H1, to reach there, then we can come in with sells. So we can come in with sells right from that level, So I don't have much to say now, just to wait for this move that I'm seeing currently. So delete this, and now let's anticipate for this very buy move on H1. Is even the same thing that we'll be looking on M15? Yes, even M15 will be confirming that. It's actually confirming that. So let's wait for this very move right here. Jump 25. Oh, I forgot to change. So we are on jump 25. We finished jump 50. So let's go to jump 25. We have about 11 minutes to close today's session. We had the change of character right there. This is what I wanted yesterday. Breakout retest, then I enter, but the retest was a weird one right there on that candle, so I couldn't use that as a retest. I actually left it, but it came back to this trend line. So let's understand what is that trend line. That is the trend line of the rising wedge. Yeah. Right, so according to H4 we need to look for sells, but then on H1 on daily time frame we need to look for buys. Weird. So I have to use H4. Look at H4. Yeah, I didn't see any retest on H4. That means this is just a pullback to give us a retest, and hopefully we can get into sells again. So from here I can easily use my fib like that. That is a fib right there. So price is likely to come between this. That's where we even see a fair value gap. So I will just mark it like that. I'll just mark it like that, and now I will wait for it to reach that level, and then I can see price come back inside this structure, that rising wedge. So if I go back to H1, that is a move right there, but one may say now that is a what? That is a change of character. I doubt it will be one, but we'll see about it. All I need is to see some sells from that level, so I'll be waiting for those sells on that level. I think I even feel like not trading today because of how the markets are. And I hate scalping, so it's clearly these markets want us clearly to do scalping. So I think that's what we're going to do even today. We did it yesterday on Boom 1000, and of course even V25s sort of scalping on M15, but they also look at we'll look at this trade. This is a likely trade to give us some money, so we'll wait for it. So let me just delete everything right here, and let me wait for this move. When it gives me this move, I'll be waiting for my sells to bring me all the way back into this daily rising wedge right there. Exactly. All right, I think that's it. That's it for me. Let me head over to Jump 10 and we call it a day. These assets, they are just crazy. They're just crazy. Like I told you guys, if you open your charts and you don't see a clear setup to get a trade, you immediately close that chart and go to another chart, or you close the markets and don't trade that day. So what were we looking yesterday on this asset? So we wanted the pullback here so we can enter buys. Yep, yesterday this was the analysis. Yeah, it happened, but it went all the way back to that fair value gap, grabbed that liquidity, and I kept on following it actually, and even came all the way down, gave us a fake breakout even on this, and that's when the buys were supposed to start, right here, right there. I kept following it all through, right there. So that is a change of character on M15, but clearly, I mean on each one. But clearly we can see, according to CCI, is trying to show us that sellers still have the momentum to continue with sales. But do we have any left liquidity down below? I don't see any. This is not a valid order block. No valid order block. We're seeing nothing. We didn't, price didn't leave anything. Oh, apart from that order block on H4. Apart from this on H4, that's weird. Apart from that on H4, and clearly you can see the momentum on this current H4 candle. It has just started, but look at how it is pushing. So it is very clear to us that price is coming to this level. So sales are still on. Wow. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. According to M15, I need to be looking for buys. According to H1, I need to be looking for sales, actually, according to CCI, but according to the price action, it's supposed to be buys from this level. I'm supposed to be looking for buys. So what is not happening? This is a lot of confusion. Why aren't we seeing any alignment with what we need? Go to M15. No, we are going to buy. We are going to buy this asset. Pull back here, so we need to see some momentum of buys here, and then that's when this move will come alive to continue with the buys to take us all the way up there, If I can remove this, that will be bringing us to just above there, above those highs. So let's wait and see. Remember, right here we have what? We have our resistance right there. We have our resistance up there. That's our resistance level right there. So price is likely to break that resistance and get the liquidity up there before we can start sales once again. So first delete that. Let's keep on with this and we see how it comes around. So from this level, I'm anticipating buys. So I need to see some buy momentum, and clearly it's likely to start on M5. So we'll wait for this on M15. Yeah, let's wait on M15 for us to look for an entry of buys on Jump 10. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Anyone with a question, or you have an asset you'd like us to look into that you know it's been moving well, it has a good momentum and it is a bit volatile, let us know about it and then we can look into it. I think we still have about 3 minutes. Yeah, I can look into it in 3 minutes actually. So share it if you have it. We look into it, because clearly all these other assets that we are looking at, they are very slow. Apart from actually Crash 500 is the one that gave us some good movement yesterday. Boom 1000 is still tricky, you can see it. Boom 500, same thing. V25, yeah, same thing actually. It is, you can see what it is doing on H1. Volatility, same thing. H1, that is how it's been behaving. Jump 50, yeah, it's also the same thing. Look at H1. That move happened only yesterday, but it's been, look at how it's been moving. Look at that, the previous day. The previous day, that was the low and the high. The high is there, the low is there. That is weird. It's only yesterday when it gave us that kind of bit medium move, kind of, if I can use that, moderate move. Jump 25, yeah, you see what I'm saying. I guess you get exactly what I'm saying. So that's why I need another asset that is moving, that can easily analyze and be able to make some good money as long as it is volatile. Alright, as I wait for your comments in the section there, let me do the recap and we call it a day. So we started on Crash 500. We started on Crash 500, but we said we are anticipating pullback right there, and clearly I said if price breaks that will be a change of character. So it is actually breaking. If you have a big account, but anyway, Crash is not that volatile. You can even enter your short buys. These are short buys to bring us here, but remember, you'll be a bit risking. You can see what I'm saying. You'll be a bit risking because the general trend is a sell as we speak. So if you're entering a buy, you need to enter then knowing that you have placed a stop loss. Yeah. And knowing that when you're buying Crash, it doesn't respect your stop loss. When it comes, it will take a lot more than what you anticipated to lose on your stop loss. Boom 1000, we need a pullback, then continuation of buys right there. And of course, if it gives us a fake breakout, no, sorry guys, this is the thing, this is a consolidation. It can easily give us a fake breakout and we continue because we are on the support, and then we continue with the buys. But then this is sort of a flag. If it is an actual flag in the end, then this will signal us continuation of the previous trend. The previous trend is a sell. This is a sell move. That is a previous trend. That means we'll be looking for sales to take us right here. So all we need now is to follow and see what the market is doing. If price reacts on this order block, because we got a change of character right here, if it reacts on that order block and starts buys, then we will actually be continuing buys. Yeah, I want you to note that. Sorry. But if it breaks this order block, then it will be continuing with sales, because that will be confirming that it was a flag and we are continuing with sales, and these sales will be bringing us right there. Boom 500, retest here, then we enter buys. That's what we are waiting for. Volatility 25s, this is within a range, so it's going to get into buys and then go all the way up there, then keep playing around until it gives us a fake breakout and we enter into buys for some good time. Volatility 75, we need pullback here. So it's also in sort of a range, as you clearly see, here and there, here, failed to come down to reach this level, but it's likely to come down now, so wait for it. Jump 50, it is within a flag, showing us a flag, so all we need is buys to take us right above there. So we are going to keep waiting. Actually, let's leave it on M15. Jump 25, pull back there, then we can enter some buys. Yeah, then we can enter some buys. Jump 10, oh, the buys have actually started. We had just talked about it and they have just started, so we need to confirm how we are going to continue, or we might on the second candle of H1. That's when we can easily enter. Yeah, second candle in H1. Let's wait for this H1 to close, then we can look at entering on the second candle of H1. Hopefully it will be above our 10 MA, then we can enter buys to take us all the way up there. I think that's it for today. It's very crazy, and I don't love what I'm seeing in the markets. Yeah, I don't love what I'm seeing in the markets. So the only trade I'm actually going to be focusing on is Jump 50. Is the one that I'm likely going to be focusing on a lot, Jump 50, and probably this if it also gives me what I need. But Jump 50 and Jump 10, they are the most likely to give us money today. Yeah, most likely to give us money today. In fact, I should have entered right here and put my stop loss. It will be a big stop loss. Just wait. Yeah, just wait. So Jump 50 and Jump 10 and Jump 10, they are the most likely trades that I'm likely to enter today. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you tomorrow same time, 10:30 to 11:30, as we wind up the week. Have a nice day, guys. Good day. See you.